Parts of Africa faced blackouts in 2013 as suppliers struggled to meet rising demand for electricity. To cope, some countries are implementing power rationing, but advocacy group Clean Power Africa says consumers can play their part by going green this festive season. Let's take a look.
Blackouts. Whole regions were plunged into darkness on several occasions in 2013 as providers struggled to meet demand. And when the lights are on, the price is high. Clean Power Africa says it is time for consumers to make a contribution by going green this holiday season. There are a variety of affordable ways to save electricity. Let's start with the Christmas tree. You can use LED lights, which use 90% less power than regular lights. Households can also consider investing in solar-powered lights, which can also be used on Christmas trees and only light up at night. And what about the perfect gift? CPA suggests presents that don't use electricity or batteries. Up to 40% of all batteries are purchased during the festive season. Instead, consider buying environmentally friendly gifts like solar chargers for laptops and cell phones. And of course, simply turning off the lights is a surefire winner. The amount of energy produced is not enough to keep up with the demand on the continent. It's not the fault of the consumers, but we can still play our part to save energy and ensure continued economic growth.
Now, earlier I was joined by Claire Volkwyn, Contact Director for Africa Utility Week and Clean Power Africa in our Cape Town studio. She took us through ways for consumers to save electricity this holiday season.
Well, I think in our own homes we have a lot of power about how we manage how we consume anything, our water, our electricity, and I think it's important that we use that power in an appropriate way. So there are many things that we can do that are not only going to have an impact, a beneficial impact on the environment, but that are also going to have a very beneficial impact on our bills, which of course is something that everybody's wanting to do.
Now, Claire, we of course been hearing a lot about, going green, and some people might not know what that means in your everyday life. What measures should one be taking in order to be, to adhere to this going green trend?
Well, I think, during Christmas, there's a lot of things that we can do that are very small, quick wins. So, for instance, things like solar-powered LED lights, which you can use outside, but even better, you can use them on your Christmas tree. And they sparkle and they flash and they come on at night when it becomes dark. And, LEDs and solar-powered torches and stuff like that are becoming a lot cheaper than what they used to be. So things like this are not just something that is available for people with a lot of a disposable income. They're things that are becoming a lot more available to every man. There's other things that we can do. It's summer. We live in a country where we are very blessed with some amazing weather. So get outside, spend time with your family and friends. It's time for cold meats and salads or a braai. There are also things that we can do around our laundry. Don't use your tumble dryer if you don't need to. We have this beautiful sun. Let's take advantage of it.
Once the holiday season is over, I mean, you mentioned the fact that we could use our tumble dryers a lot less and so forth. How else can we sort of integrate saving measures in our daily lives? I mean, when we go towards winter, it's difficult to kind of use those kind of measures. But what should we be looking into in order to change our lives?
I think as a lifestyle, just generally, we should be looking at things like making sure that when we walk out of a room, we turn the lights off. There's absolutely no need to keep the lights burning if you're not in the room. Make sure that your geyser is set at an appropriate temperature, and that's something that can easily be done by either yourself if you have a little bit of technical know-how, or even by a local plumber. Get a geyser blanket, which will provide insulation for your geyser and will mean that it doesn't lose heat as quickly. Things like if you're going away, either now over Christmas or during the rest of the year, if you're away for more than 3 or 4 days, turn off your geyser, turn your fridge down. Things like putting your washing machine on a cold cycle instead of a hot cycle. There's absolutely no need to wash your clothes on hot, and you get as much benefit from the cold wash, and you're saving electricity at the same time.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the Africa Utility Week and Clean Power Africa coming up next year?
So African Utility Week is going to be taking place in May here in Cape Town at the CTICC. And the event brings together probably over 5,000 people, which are specifically interested in the utility sector, predominantly power and water. And what's really good about this event is that people have the opportunity to really engage with one another. And we are trying very hard not to have an event which is just another round of death by PowerPoint. So one of the initiatives that we're launching for next year is we've got some debates going on which are based on the traditional old-fashioned type debate where you have two people speaking for a specific cause and two people speaking against it. We're also going to be having a lot of interactive discussion sessions where we're going to try to get to grips with what a smart grid actually means for Africa. And are smart meters actually really necessary? So we're really going to be engaging with the audience.